Hello everyone, I'm Steve, Mark's around. Say hi, Mark.
Hi, everybody!
And this is Smokey, Steve, and Mark. Either welcome or welcome back, and happy Saturday. It is the weekend, so we know what that means. Very dark roast, I'm not sure what. Powdered hazelnut creamer and vanilla almond milk on ice, because it's hot. What is it, 85?
Ooh, that sounds good.
It is good on a hot day. So I hope everyone's well, everyone's safe, wash your hands, follow safety protocols, do your part. That's the SSAM PSA for the day. It is quite hot out. Actually, I went for a walk this morning. I was feeling particularly fabulous. For some reason, I usually walk about 2 miles, and it was more like 2 miles of runway. I was just really feeling myself this morning, so it's a good day. It's a good day to be alive. So we are going to pick up where we left off with our fair lady, Chantal Marie, Foodie Beauty, Big Beautiful Me, the Daily Chantal, Chantopolis, and now Foodie Beauty again. Now, she's, again, things have always, as always, have taken a turn this week. For anyone who's just checking in with her, comments have been disabled in the community tab, under the videos, everything. So, welcome here. If you care to discuss it, please comment below. This is a forum for that, as are all the other review reaction type channels. So where we left off, there was the whole Charlie Gold thing that was happening, which I was more privy to after the fact than before. Thank you for filling me in. And there was the diabetes scare, where she put out a couple posts about being referred to a diabetic clinic and being put on a diabetic diet, and she listed out some numbers. I want to guess her A1C, stuff like that. And since then, the live where she talked about it has come down. The 2 posts where she talked about it, 1 or 2 posts on the community tab, have come down, and she mentions it briefly in a video this week. So we'll touch on that. Let's see. So where... God. We'll start with 3-day juice fast with daily weigh-ins. Okay. So it's been a while since her last video, actually. There was a big gap in time where she hadn't filmed. She said she'd been internalizing, thinking, and she wasn't doing so great. Chantal has said that she deals with depression and anxiety and things like that. So juice fast, juice cleanse, kind of on an impulse. 3 days of juice, $250. I don't know too much about medicine, but diabetes, juice and diabetes, I don't know. Just guessing. Why juice cleanses? She posits that it's a form of purging after her binging. So she'll go on a bender of fast food and junk food and all that kind of stuff, and then she'll go on the juice fast to purge her body of toxins. So she's kind of elongating this whole pattern of, I guess what you could call bulimia, not really. I mean, it's a reach. It's a very big reach. It's not unique to her, I'm sure, but I've never heard it phrased quite like that. So the juice thing is a gimmick as far as I'm concerned. I know there's people who go by juice cleanses and juice fasts, and there's those people that drank nothing but, like, what was it, lemon, maple syrup, and cayenne water. It's a fast. A fast is a fast is a fast. You can put anything you want in your body in the meantime, but if you're not eating, you're going to lose weight. And for the juices she was drinking, she was quite active in going to the bathroom. Anyone would be, I would think. So, of course, you're going to lose weight. Solid waste and water weight and the like. At any rate, aside from me thinking it's a gimmick, she wants to give her GI tract a break. So she's going to do this. She's going to follow through with this as a punishment for being impulsive, is how she kind of frames it. So... Day 1 weigh-in, 399.4 pounds. That's a lot of weight. That's more than she weighed. She's like a half a pound more than she weighed on her last scale, I guess. So we are 0.6 away from 400. Someone in the comments pointed out something that shook me a little bit because it was something I had thought about. I mentioned Mama Cass in the last video. If you don't know who Mama Cass is, pause me, go find her, come back. She was a notoriously obese woman in a time when most people were not, there was no fat people in the media during the 60s and early 70s that were, I think, as popular as her. She died notoriously obese. She was 5'5", about 250. Chantal's 3 inches shorter and 150 pounds heavier than her. It's serious. It's serious. She knows it's serious, but I think it bears repeating. So, So there's her. She's feeling hungry, of course, headachy, craving high sugar, high fat foods. Da, da, da. Day 2, 394.4. So a solid 5-pound loss. And she puts in the text that she's been going to the bathroom a lot because she can't help herself. Feels like she has more energy. Energy is good. She wants to go for an evening walk because she's feeling very about it. And a lot of body shots in this video. There's a lot. She's showing off her clothes. She's showing off her body in the 2 weigh-ins. She looks like a short 400-pound woman. No more, no less. But people like body shots of big folks. I know Amber Lynn can add 10 minutes of her walking to a tree and back, and that's the whole video, well, people are voyeurs for that kind of stuff. They want to see the dirt. They want to see the consequences. They want to see her waddle. It's not the kindest reason to watch a video, but there's people that do it, I guess those would be the hate watchers, if you will. I'm kind of a perturbed supporter with a nasty attitude that fluctuates between wanting the best for her and being totally disappointed and disgusted. I guess that's where you'd probably put me. So, she's in the car, which people have said is not a good idea, because she's driving to go for this walk, because it's triggering. She was going to go for the walk, but it's too hot, it's too humid, she can't breathe, all sorts of stuff. She thinks she may need to do some exercise, like at home, like chair exercises, or lose some weight before she can exercise. It's a paradoxical kind of thing, like, you're too overweight so you can't exercise, but you have to exercise to lose a little bit of weight. My own experience with weight loss, which we'll talk about pre- and post-weight loss journeys later, as if that's a thing. You gotta breathe heavy, that's going to happen in a controlled way, modified for activity, but primarily for me, weight loss, because I had lost about 70 or 80 pounds, had to do with diet. I could sit in bed all day, but if I was eating less, I would still lose weight. Of course, activity has benefits beyond physical. There's psychological, there's all these other ones, but diet was most of it. 90% of it, I would say, was diet. So hungry, thinking about food. She's craving healthier foods and says this is tantamount to torture because it's hard and it's not what she's used to. Chantal has a challenging time doing hard things. Any level of discomfort to her is almost intolerable. And she is, I would say, smart in a way, as far as thinking her way around doing things. She's very cunning when it comes to wanting to get out of doing something. She can pull up some legitimate sounding reasons to the untrained ear very quickly. Now, if you've been in her spot and you've been an addict or you've, had eating disorder issues, a bullshitter can smell a bullshitter. Not to say that she's lying deliberately, exactly, but when you've had your own cycle, you could spot somebody else's, and it's like watching someone run around a burning building, and you want to be like, there's an exit over there, and they're so distracted, they're just still running around inside. I digress. So, the next video, my 400-pound life. Groceries, low-caloric microwave cake, and more. And it's a sea of groceries. So there's an intro to this video, like a disclaimer. Thank you for watching. She's got to bury the dirt in the middle, so she's going to sandwich it. Something nice, crap, something nice underneath. So thank you for watching. I'm working very hard on my health, and it's been very consuming for a person who's sedentary and binges on a whim. Her words. Need to work with a doctor to find a solution and a plan. Now, it was my understanding that that was in the works, at least for a diet plan, per a community post that had gone up. She brought a bunch of food and she's going to make herself eat it. So this is a pattern of hers, too. She'll get on a diet kick and buy $150 worth of health food, stare at it for 2 days, and then go to Arby's. I mean, that's been the pattern. It's not unkind or unfair to acknowledge content that she has put up and a cycle that she acknowledges. It's more like having a discussion about what's going on. It's not poking a finger and saying shame, shame. It's just saying this is what's happening. If you don't want us to know what's happening, don't put it on YouTube. So she bought, like the ass ton of healthy food. Right now, you can't do much with COVID, according to her, and it's so hot in her region that it's not good for people with breathing problems to be outside, which is her. So there's all the good reasons in the world for her to stay inside and not really do much. She started to get into tears a little bit when she was talking.
Ridiculous.
What?
Sorry.
The crying?
No, the outside thing. Okay, she can't. Okay, I understand that. I definitely understand that. But she has an air-conditioned apartment. She could exercise inside. She could move around inside.
Yeah.
She chooses not to.
Yes, choice is a very big part of health, too.
That's my thing.
Just Mark's opinion. Just Mark's opinion. Just saying. You know, and she had said herself, chair exercise is something sitting down. I've seen some other YouTubers who are plus size who've done as much too. Some are wheelchair bound as well, and for any number of reasons. And they're able to be a little bit active. You know, it's something. Something is better than nothing. You know.
Absolutely.
Something is better than nothing. Just anything to move the needle closer to healthy. If it's skip dessert, if it's, you know, cut the burger in half. Something. Anything. So day 3 of juices, as if anyone was surprised, was terminated because she started feeling dizzy and nauseous, which is the detox that I think a lot of people describe from the juice fad. But she didn't want to risk it with her blood sugar, so she cut it off, and she had some bacon, and I forget what the other thing was. It was keto friendly. Most fasts, and if this $250 bit of, you know, flavor water was responsible from the business that sent it, consult your doctor before any diet. Now, that gets thrown around a lot, and I'll, of course, give my own disclaimer. I am not a doctor. I am not a medical professional. I am a person with lived experience with addiction and eating disorders. So I can meet her where she's at, but I can't give her advice like a doctor would. However, every single diet, they always say consult with your doctor first. I would suspect, though I don't know, that if a person has a condition like being pre-diabetic or diabetic where they're trying to manage it, where one of the things you do to manage it is control your diet, that you really, really want to talk to a doctor first. You don't want to put yourself into a coma or anything. You know, that could be a little more serious. So beyond just, you know, skip dessert, if you're going to like skip dessert and walk for 10 minutes a day, do you need to call your doctor for it? Maybe you do. If you're going to live on liquid for 3 days and you have blood sugar issues, I don't know. That's Steve's thoughts on that. To call your doctor first. So, there went that. And then a grocery haul, which I believe she had delivered because she ordered. And that made me think, there goes, you know, it's hot out, whatever. People get their groceries delivered. They don't want to be infected or whatnot. But I thought, there goes one more level of functioning. Not going to the grocery store, can't walk around. 6 months ago, she would go to the grocery store and walk around. She had gone with Pete's. I remember they went to like a horse farm. So, any amount of moving is becoming very difficult for her to do. It's, you know, it's one more thing. First the socks, and then she can't walk there, and then the stairs are hard, and it, you know, it just gets worse and worse. Again, she ordered a bunch of health food and stuff. Lettuce, spinach, cheese. She got Kellogg's All Bran. I have a trick for Kellogg's All Bran. Half and half it with junk cereal. Are you leaving?
Oh, yes.
Mark's leaving. I don't know where he's going, but
I'm going shopping.
Mark's-
And I'm not going to go buy health food. though.
You're not?
I'm not buying health food.
Could you pick up $250 worth of fresh juice on your way home?
Sure. You want to do a juice fast?
Yeah, just for a couple days.
Okay.
Yeah, not the third day.
Okay.
We'll just throw it out.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. And the stuff that she bought wasn't bad. Oh, the All Bran. Mix it 50-50 with the cereal you like. It's rabbit food. It chews like rabbit food. It's not what I would want to eat. And I'm, you know, in the school of it has to taste good and be healthy. So if you got to split the difference and mix your All Bran with Frosted Flakes to get it down, so be it. I'm a fiber junkie because my eating disorder really screwed up my GI tract, so I keep a pretty high fiber diet. So I found ways to sneak it in without feeling like I'm eating hay all the time. Just a thought. She made a huge salad, looked good, and had some tuna in it. I don't know if you'd call that a mukbang. She ate. She said no more mukbangs, but it was that? I don't know. And then she was visiting a berry farm with her mother. I love berry picking. Love it. We get them wild around here. Blueberry bushes and blackberry bushes and stuff like that. There is a strawberry farm around here. Strawberry picking is back-breaking labor, even for someone in good shape, because they're low to the ground and you gotta pick and pick and pick. I suspect, though I don't know, that she didn't do much strawberry picking. She did buy a pie, and they were going to a chicken place afterwards. So Chantal bought a pie, had a piece of it, and left it at her mom's, and then got some healthy choices from the chicken place, and left the leftovers at her mom's, too. So, I don't know. So she talks about her diabetes, and said she's going to clarify. Okay. She shouldn't have posted what she posted, according to her. She tested her sugar, it was high. I think she had the test strips. Well, she said she's been pre-diabetic for a long time. So she's had the test strips, maybe from doing keto, maybe from monitoring the pre-diabetic stuff, for whatever reason. Tested her sugar, it was high, and emailed her doctor. So she says she's going to eat as if she was diabetic, and once some test results come back, she may be referred to a diabetes clinic. Now, the back and forth of some of that stuff is a little interesting to me, because the original post made it sound a little more final to me. She didn't say she was a diabetic. I'm not going to rake her over the coals for that, because that's not what I had seen. But it was, happy Canada Days, guys. I have some bad news. My blood sugar levels are very high, and I will be put on a strict diabetic eating plan. My doctor is referring me to a diabetes clinic. So, to me, I thought all that was already in the works. I thought she was on the diabetic eating plan already. I thought, the shit hit the fan, and now the rubber's going to hit the road. How do you like all my similes and metaphors? I thought she was going to get it moving. But apparently, it was all, it wasn't as serious as it maybe seemed. I mean, of course it's serious, but it seemed like, oh god, she's diabetic, this is the big change, when in fact she's been pre-diabetic for a while and treated her body like crap. So, I don't have much to say about that. So after the salad, she later says she felt gross. No energy, running to the bathroom, too much ranch dressing. And she says, and this is interesting, I wish I could go to an island and be served fresh food all day. Now, she admits that sounds like she's spoiled, because it is a very spoiled thing to say. And then she says, I really need a nutritionist. Okay. A professional, yes. A nutritionist can tell you, I've seen probably like half a dozen, and dietitians. They have different, they're almost the same, but not quite. What to eat, when to eat it, how to eat it. And things specific to either weight loss goals or managing a health condition, whatever. A nutritionist can't tell you how to stop feeling like you want to escape somewhere and go eat. That's individual work on mental health. It's work done with a therapist or a trusted friend. I work as a peer specialist. So there's folks who don't want to go to a therapist, who don't want to go talk to a doctor or do that. And so they might work with someone like me who has lived experience, and I don't tell them, I did this and so can you. They tell me what's going on with them, and if I have a chance to share some experience, great. But they basically tell me what they want to do with their lives while living with a mental health concern. And I try to work with them so that I can help them meet their goals and do the things they want to do to have a meaningful and productive life. This is true for a lot of different areas. They have support groups for people. I know she doesn't like support groups. She doesn't like anything that's going to help. There's always a reason not to get better. There's always a reason not to get well. So she makes a microwave cake. It looks like shit. And then the next day, my 400-pound life vlog day out, and A is for effort. So she starts going to Starbucks, and she wants some chocolate in her coffee. She wants to have a good day, but can't shake it. She thinks it's unfulfillment. Yeah, avoid. You try to fill it with Arby's. She's not the only one. She's not the first. She caved and got chocolate coffee, and she had a binge the night before that she owned up to. And she listed that she ate like an entire pack of turkey, a pita, some ranch dressing, and some other stuff. And she says she can't have lunch meat in the house, and then she cuts herself off and says, I can't have any food in the house. That's the thing. It's not the food. Food is a thing. It's a thing. It has no feelings. It's not seducing any of us. It's just there. And it doesn't crawl into our mouths. It's there. It's us. It's us, So yeah. Inpatient help, she said that there is none there. And that she said she was part of an outpatient thing, and she was off and on, but then later she said she signed up for one. So it's very murky. I can't sort out the murkiness of her treatment. She said she was going to therapy, and then said that she hates therapy, and then she was going to go to outpatient, and then she said they wouldn't let her in the CBT group because she wasn't the right size, or it was only for anorexics, or there's always been a hodgepodge of is she getting help, isn't she getting help, and she's vague enough about it that she could say yes I am or no I'm not, and she could pull up enough stuff to make either one sound true. So No meat in the house, and she's not going to binge today. Not going to binge today. Some people, she said, don't know her cycle, so when they leave comments like, you know, why don't you try this, try that, she's like, I understand that they're trying to be helpful. Talking about going to inpatient treatment, she said her insurance doesn't cover it. It would be about $10,000. Help is expensive. I live in the United States where, you know, if you're poor, you'll probably die if you get sick. I had insurance the last time I went to rehab. 21 days, $25,000. Luckily, I only had to pay $500 of it to stay. But help is expensive. So, I mean, I can meet her there, but I don't know. So, she tries her coffee. It's not chocolatey enough, of course. She shows off her dressing materials for that bed sore or the thing on her bra strap, whatever she had to get done that she couldn't reach. And then she's on the way to the berry farm. Now, she's a passenger. Her mom is coming with her for this one. And the first thing she says when she gets out of the car is, God, it's so hot out. I'm mad at her. I melt in the heat, too. Back in the car, the seatbelt won't fit. Again, another little I can't do thing. These start to tack up. Just like when you lose some weight and get your health back together, you start to have those little non-scale victories, like I can get these pants all the way up, or I can make it up the stairs without losing all my breath. I can fit behind the steering wheel of my car and my stomach doesn't rub against it. For all those little victories you get when you lose weight, you lose little bits of functioning when you gain it. And there's things that you can't do. And it's embarrassing. It was embarrassing to me. I'm not saying she should be embarrassed. I was embarrassed by some of the things that I wasn't able to do because of my size. No one made me feel embarrassed. I just felt like, man, I used to be able to do this and now I can't. And the reason I can't is because I like to eat a lot. You know, it seemed like, is that worth the trade-off? I don't know. I don't know. At the time, it must have been, because I was 100 pounds overweight. So I must have made... It's 1,000 little bargains. It's not one big, fuck it, I'm just going to eat what I want and get fat. It's, well, I'll start tomorrow. Well, it's the holidays. Well, I don't see them that much and we're going out to eat. Well, how often do I have a chance to get cheese from here? Well, and all those turn into 100 pounds later. I mean, it just keeps going and going and going. So, she goes home and she's going to cook dinner. She has one of those good fresh boxes that, they're like HelloFresh here in the States. 3 meals for 2 people and you cook them yourself. And she pulls a Cynthia Beaumont and she doesn't follow the recipe. She makes it up. And then she got a small Amazon haul of candles, ketchup, erythritol, and wisps. 4, and probably the most controversial one. My issues with my weight loss journey on YouTube. Okay. So, she opens up with Obese to Beast, which I think a lot of people know that he was, you know, a big YouTuber, lost a bunch of weight, and now provides inspiration, insights, and other stuff to people who are on weight loss and, like, for other people. I like him. Nice guy. I don't think he's preachy. I think he's down to earth. Personal opinion. I liked watching his journey. I had gone back when he was first doing it and tried to, you know, see bits and pieces. I remember the loose skin video. I saw that on HLN, on CNN, I think. So she opens up with Obese to Beast talking about Amberlynn Reed's weight loss attempts and how if his had been all recorded, you know, no one would have whatever. And I've said as much about Chantal. Everyone, you know, if one of these times is going to be the time, you know, one of these times will be the time if she's going to get well. But optimism isn't really there because there's been no evidence of being able to stick to something beyond a few days. You know, it's not like she's building up steam where, okay, I did it for a week this time and I fell off. But then I did it for 2 weeks and I fell off. And then I did it for 2 months and had a slip for a week but got back in. Like, there's no incremental progress despite a lot of years of trying. So, that's challenging. But he was talking about Amberlynn. I would be curious if he had said it about Chantal. Chantal seems to think it applies to her directly. I don't know if Obese to Beast would say the same thing, but Chantal likes to mirror Amberlynn and, you know, put herself in the same boat. I still think Amberlynn has other shit going on at the moment. Isn't there still a cancer scare situation going on over there? I don't know. So she said she's not going back to unhealthy mukbangs. Still, she gets overwhelmed with her pattern of eating on YouTube. And then she talks about pre- and post-weight loss journeys. So Obese to Beast would be a post-weight loss journey. He's lost his weight, and now he's providing guidance, inspiration, and content for other people to watch. And I like it. It's good stuff. Then there's pre-weight loss journeys. Now, she does say, and I agree with, that weight loss is personal. There's many ways people go about it. Everyone says the thing they did was the only thing that works. I've tried everything, and Weight Watchers was the only thing that worked. I tried everything, and keto was the only thing that worked. I tried everything, and high vibration foods were the only thing that... Everyone says that what they did that worked is the only thing that worked. It's the only thing that worked for them. And any diet will work as long as you can stick to it. That's the challenging part. I could probably go vegan, and if I could stick to it, I'd probably lose weight and all the other stuff that happens to vegans. I'd look gray. I don't know why vegans always look gray. And I would probably lose weight. I'd be miserable because I don't like vegan food. But, you know, if I could stick to it, like it or not, I would still probably lose weight and get on with things. So commitment has a big part to do with it. And being comfortable with being uncomfortable was a big thing I had to do. I was like, I'm hungry and I'm not eating. My impulse is to eat when I'm hungry. So it's hard. I know it's hard to lose weight, but she's spinning it in a different direction in this video. She's, I think, trying to displace blame. And she says in there, I know people are going to think I'm trying to displace blame. She is. So she's not going back to mukbangs. Again, worth repeating. She's in the pre-weight loss category of channels. So it's a pre-weight loss channel. I think there's channels that are active weight loss. There was one I used to watch there was a few I used to watch, and they were in the middle of their journey. So they were going through it. They weren't still overweight, going on and on, being overweight over the course of years. So trying is something, but every time I'm trying to lose weight, I'm not actually losing weight. Like, well, it was Yoda. Do or do not. There is no try. Something like that. Very wise. I'm not wise, but Yoda was. At any rate, that was kind of the thing that I was thinking about. You know, there is support for, I guess, I would have support for Chantal, and I like, you know, being a cheerleader for people that are having a hard time and that nobody believes in, because there's people that held out a little bit of hope for me getting better, and there was no indication that I was going to be okay. But I think people need to see some results to feel like their hope is vindicated, to feel like their support is vindicated. People don't like being let down over and over again. You know, it gets boring. I don't know her like that. I'm not her mother or cousin or brother or anything, so it's easy for me to sit on the other side of the border and talk comfortably about someone saying, I hope she does well. I haven't been there for the frustration of her family and her friends and her partners over what her eating disorder and addiction may have caused for everybody. So I'm quite comfortable to sit back and make my thoughts and opinions known. I haven't lived with her. So she's still seeking help, which is what the pre-weight loss journey is about, dealing with failure, dealing with denial. She feels like it's overwhelming when people watch. A lot of hate watching for her and Amberlynn Reed. She drops Amber's name again. Negativity and shame deters her from wanting to share. And she talks again about binging off camera. And I had acknowledged, and I don't know if she pulled this out of thin air or if it actually happened. I think it actually did happen. The idea of like hiding the pizza boxes in the closet or throwing wrappers away. Like I said, when I used to drink, I used to hide my empties, and I lived alone. I would stuff them under the sink. I had them under the seat of a car. And it was just me. I think I just didn't want to see how much I had been drinking. And I don't know why I didn't throw them. I always missed recycling and garbage day because I was too drunk that night to go take it out to the curb. I was too drunk every Thursday for a year to go do it. That's, you know, if there's any indication about how hopeless things were looking. Negativity and shame deters her. Okay, so we're going to go into that for a little bit. And she said if you binge, people make comments and it's trivializing a serious problem. If anybody trivializes their eating disorder, it's Chantal. And I'm not saying that because she makes money off of it or makes videos on it or anything like that. But she takes it quite lightly most of the time. And then something gets her attention and she'll take it seriously. And then it gets too hard to do the healthy thing and she lets it go and convinces herself it's not a big deal. And then it starts all over again. So, she said she finds it a form of fat shaming and discrimination to have people point out that you can't put your socks on or walk 2 blocks. So that's for us guys. Remember, if we don't all get it together, she'll never lose weight. She needs... I've said this before, I am a bedwetting liberal, but the safe space she would need to feel comfortable doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. There is no bubble safe enough for her to not feel triggered, threatened, shamed, discriminated against. And let's not just throw out words. What discrimination? You know? Anyway, so she acknowledges people see themselves in her, which that happens with an audience, especially if you're going towards a goal. People who have the similar goal will join you and look for inspiration. So other people on their weight loss journey will see my 400-pound life day one, and if they're on day one or week one or month one, they're going to follow along and think, hey, I'm going to do this with her. She's getting into it. She's sticking to it. They don't know that Chantal is unreliable. And again, I'm not saying it's malicious, but she doesn't tell. If you say one thing and do another, it's a lie. It's not the truth. The truth and a lie are not the same thing. They just aren't. And again, I'm not saying she's doing it maliciously, but her word means shit. You know, when she says no more mukbangs, you know, I don't believe her until I see it. And I don't think she should believe her until she does it, you know, because she's said it 1,000 times. She doesn't need my approval or permission to live her life or to make any decisions about her health. But if she's going to make a declaration on her channel, put it in her content, you know, I would expect to see it or otherwise be let down and confused, as any viewer would be. You know, I'm a different kind of viewer. I look a little more closely. But for a John Q viewer who just, you know, likes her videos, thinks she's funny, and wants to know what she's up to, could be put off if after 3 days of getting interested in what she's doing in her channel and just be like, I'm not into the juices anymore, sorry. I'm not into high vibrating foods anymore, sorry. And the party line that she has going is like, to paraphrase, you guys know I'm not accountable and reliable. Why do you expect more of me? That's kind of like, but that might as well rain down with the donuts and the cats in the Foodie Beauty intro. People think it's holding you accountable to make comments about a person, but the constant shame makes it worse. People confuse you quitting your weight loss journey and taking it off YouTube. Okay. No. We're already at half an hour. I don't know. No. The journey to weight loss is full of failures until one day, boom. You wish. It does not work like that. It's not like all of a sudden one thing clicks and it happens, especially if you have an eating disorder. Okay? That takes longer, and there are relapses and setbacks. And you can relapse back into your eating disorder mentally without even doing it behaviorally. I've had periods. I have an eating issue. I'll tell you straight up. I've had periods where my weight had been maintained. I didn't gain or lose any. And this was in the middle of my weight loss journey, before, after it happens, where I will be fixated on weight, calories, and numbers. Not that they're going up, not that they're going down, just that they exist. And there have to be in a certain order, and in a certain this, and in a certain that. I don't have OCD in any other area of my life. I am a slob. I clean, but you know, in that particular part of my life, I have those preoccupations. That part of the eating disorder still clicks in and out for me, but the behaviors I more or less have under control. And that's there for her, I believe, if she looks for the help to deal with that. Because most of the all the eating disorder is up here. All of it is. You could lock her in a room with no food, you know, and she's still going to have an eating disorder, even if there's nothing to eat, because it's up here. Okay. Eating disorders are psychiatric diagnoses. No success with inpatient care, signed up for outpatient CBT in August, working with her doctor. People expect me to do too much. Comments are off because she's feeling overwhelmed. If I'm going to do this on my platform, it's the least I can do. So comments are down on everything, absolutely everything. I'm looking at myself a lot today. Comments are down on everything at the moment. So she doesn't want to hear it. She doesn't want to hear feedback. She doesn't want to hear, I told you so. She doesn't want to hear constructive criticism, anything. She doesn't want to hear any of it. So she's going to lay low for a couple days, maybe another angry rant. She acknowledged in the last video that she thinks people are going to pick it apart. Hello. All right. So what she can control, according to her, because she can't control comments, is, you know, the comments being posted at all. So she can't control the quality of them, so she's going to control what's coming in, which is basically nothing. She doesn't want to filter right now, I guess, so she's just blocking everything off. Everywhere. No comment. Anywhere. Not that I'm weak or that I'm a baby, I'm just human. She's just human. She's just a woman. And she talks about hate watchers, secretly want to see you fail. And she doesn't like to do these kind of videos because they come off as angry rants. Well, yes and no. So, she's still going to share her journey. This was the bottom line as of the last video. Still going to share her journey. No mukbangs. Some cooking videos. And, she does still feel the pressure not to let anybody down, but she's going to proceed. Good. This is good. I want you to proceed. Beyond proceeding, I want you to proceed even if you fail. Even if you have a setback. The word failure is not shaming. People fail. People fail. People fail. I tried and I failed. And people will say, the diet failed. Like I said, any diet will work if you can stick to it. You tried it and it didn't work. It wasn't for you. It required too much discipline. It required too much attention. It required too much effort. You know, it's whatever. You know, we are human. That's okay. But let's not point blame in 1,000 directions. I'm heavy because they shame me, and I can't get inpatient help, and I don't like therapy, and I'm being discriminated against, and it's too overwhelming. Like, and what part of this is Chantal? You know, what part of our recovery are we responsible for? She starts getting it a little bit, it seems like, but just when Chantal starts to get onto rational ground, there's a juice fast, or there's some sort of other nonsensical thing that happens. The grape lemon fast. I still get stuck on that. So where do we go? I don't know. I don't know. As she knows, her word is shit. It's absolute crap. So as far as her content goes, I don't know her in her personal life, but as far as her channel goes, her word shit, it means nothing. So even within the last week, a 3-day fast turned into 2. We'll see. If she says no mukbangs, and I'm going to have to see no mukbangs to believe that. And I think her viewers would probably want to see that. She has a few that'll like her no matter what she does. And it's good to have friends like that. You know, who your ride or dies, I guess. But it's not helpful to have a bunch of people blow smoke up your ass when you're half dead and think you're fine. So, we'll see. I hope the best for her. And I will maintain, a la obese to beast, if she's ever going to get well, one of these times will be the time it actually starts. So, but one video in, I'm not going to listen and think she's got it. I mean, I would need to see months of progress. I didn't build back trust with people after my drinking for like years. Like 2 or 3 years. You know, couldn't go to a wedding without people looking at me when I was going to get my Diet Coke at the bar. You know, people still smell your breath when they hug you. It takes a while for people who've been screwed over by you and don't believe you to build trust back. It can take years to do. Now, she would have a visible sign that she was taking care of her health because her body would physically change if she was eating differently and moving. So she could show some results physically from that. We'll see. I don't know. It's up to her. It's not up to us. It's not up to, you know, anybody else, or haters, or shamers, or supporters. It's what she chooses to do. So, we'll see. I'm going to choose to come back next week, and hopefully she's in a better spot. And I said before, if she does well, I will do a 1-hour congratulations video to Miss Foodie Beauty. So thank you all for watching. Please do subscribe. Hit the like button and the bell on your way out so you get the alerts. You can follow Mark and I on Facebook at SmokeySteveAndMarc or on Instagram at SmokeySteveAndMarc. Our email address and our contact info is all listed down below. Thank you again, and Mark and I are going live tomorrow, Sunday, at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're around, feel free to drop by and say hi. We usually end up gabbing about Cynthia Beaumont, Foodie Beauty, all sorts of other crap too. So definitely make it a point to stop by if you can. Have a good Saturday, everybody. Bye.